welcome to the Geriatric Millennials. I'm Jayme.
And I'm Beth.
And we're...
Your dynamic duo.
Yes, we are. I didn't know
Yes.
you were going to say that.
I know. I'm spontaneous. But we're like...
Are you though?
No.
I try.
In words, not in actions.
I try to get you to do stuff spontaneously sometimes.
I don't like spontaneous stuff on my calendar per se. Like if we're already...
Then it's not spontaneous.
Here's the thing.
I don't understand.
I'm very spontaneous in like saying things that are funny maybe, or saying things that are whatever.
Yes.
Or if
Off
we're
the cuff.
already off the cuff, if we're already going and doing something and it's like, okay, let's go do this thing now. But if it's just like, I feel so bad. I had friends that recently contacted me like, hey, do you want to come like hang out tonight? Well, first of all, I didn't feel good. So that was like legit. But I did want to hang out, but it was like 5:30 and I was already in bed. I was a little sick. I was a little sick. It was fine. But it was just that whole thing of like, yeah, I would love to go. But it's like for my brain to switch sometimes to like go mode after I'm home mode.
Yeah.
It's like, what? So
Yeah.
I'm trying to be better though, because I am a little bit of
What
a
are you
loser.
doing to try to be better?
Say yes more.
Okay.
So I would say like 1 out of 10 times I'm saying yes now for when people are like, do you want to
Good.
go do a thing? So anyway.
Okay. Well, I am trying different approaches to get you to come do stuff. So
Specifically dancing for those that want to know.
exactly.
She's like, come dance with us. I'm like, okay. I think
No, you're not. You don't say okay. You say no.
I'm like, no. Well, because in my brain, I'm like, oh, I don't have anything I want to wear.
I know, but I know
and
that
it's
you
like
like to dance.
if you get me on the
Oh.
dance floor, it's over. That's a big thing though. Like a lot of times it's like, oh, I don't know what I want to wear. And then
That can be a barrier. It
feels
really
like
can.
it. And then like, I don't
hear
have
you.
dance shoes. Like I don't want to wear my
Yeah.
Converse and be like, hey, everybody, I'm here to dance. Like, I don't want to be that person.
But you could.
I realize that, but I don't want to be that person.
Do
I want to
you
show
have
up
other shoes.
looking like I'm from Dancing with the Stars. People are like, oh, she knows what she's doing. I'm like, yes, I do.
Do you really?
Yes.
Okay, you have time.
I know. That's why I need to like prep. So
Okay.
I have some shoes. I just need to try them on. Anyway.
I was so surprised that you didn't own flip flops.
I
So-
found some in a corner, but they're like not worn in.
Mhm.
They are very stiff.
So I'm also curious if you own shoes that you feel like could qualify as dancing shoes. Let me just tell you about dancing shoes because I am not a heels
Mhm.
wearer.
Mhm.
We've talked about shoes before. I'm very sensible. Because
Yes, you are.
I'm the little, I think little old ladies are brilliant
Mhm.
with their shoe choices.
Mhm.
So that was something that I was like, not going to do, right? I'm not going to
Mhm.
wear high heels when I dance. However, they make special, specific, actual dancing shoes that have arch support and have a suede sole so
Yeah.
that
No,
they're for
I'm fully
dancing.
aware.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm fully
well,
aware.
I guess, well, I
Because I was a
wasn't.
dancer. Yeah.
Well,
I'm
I
fully
was
aware.
not. Okay,
Yeah.
well, okay, then I'm telling everyone else then.
Yes.
Okay,
And you
by
can
the
find
way,
cute shoes that
listener,
you can wear, not just for dancing, but if you like to wear heels, but you're like, I can't deal with heels anymore, they're actually more supportive. So you can find one that have like a nice arch support and that are more comfortable. So
What
if
are
you-
these? What are those?
I'll send you a link.
Please do.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
And so I did get a little tiny little heel, but now I'm ready
A
for
kitten
more.
heel.
I am ready for
A
more.
kitten heel.
I need
Mhm.
I need some more height in my heel. And I'm not afraid because I'm
Mhm.
going to get actual dance shoes. So
Yes.
that's on my wish list
Love it.
coming up.
Nice.
But anyway, all that to say, I in the past have worn my Birkenstocks to
Oh,
dance. And
that's a choice.
I did not care because my feet did not hurt. So you could
Oh, I love that.
you could
about
wear whatever.
Yeah,
shoes.
I get it. I know I could show up however I want to show up. Sometimes I just want to have I want to have a movie moment. I want to walk into the class and have people like, ooh, I want to dance with her. Not like, oh gosh, are you looking for the bathroom, ma'am? Because it's around the corner.
Oh,
So.
I mean, I get it. I get what you're saying. So you have time
Mhm.
because I want you to come out.
I will. I tell you, eventually my brain and my body will sync up and I'll just it'll be a thing. It'll be great.
But you know what? We don't have to go dancing. We could do other fun stuff too.
I know. So a few years ago, you probably don't remember. Maybe you do.
I don't know. I have
few-
a terrible memory.
It was peak pandemic. So it was just right after like horrible pandemic. So this was like 2021.
Yes.
And we got together for the first time in months and months and months and months and months. And we went to this local restaurant called Twigs, which I really enjoy. And it's not local. It's like a chain, but
It's
whatever.
so good though.
It's
oh my
it's like
gosh.
2 steps up from an Applebee's.
Their
so it's
gorgonzola
delicious.
cheese.
Oh my gosh.
You dip those French fries in that.
Oh my gosh.
Now I want it.
I just love their calamari. I love their salmon. I love their they have the best little
All the seafood. I haven't even tried the seafood.
oh my gosh, their calamari is amazing. And they have amazing flatbreads and it makes me so happy. You can go there with friends. I actually think I'm going to do a birthday dinner there this year again, because I think it'd be super fun.
Yes.
But we go and it was wild because it was still that stage where people were masking. And it was just
except for when you sit down.
except for when you sit down, and then they had the plastic up between all of the booths and everything. And anyway, it was our first time hanging out in so long, and I was so home for all of that and just by myself. So I was so excited to be out. I think it was the first sit down restaurant I had been to in over a year, and I just was so excited to see you.
And that is such a long time.
It is such a long time. I mean, and I know it's a place of privilege to be able to go out and eat and all of that. I'm not, I recognize that that's definitely a thing, but also don't have much to live for in life. You know what I mean? What do I have to look forward to during the pandemic? It was going out to eat was a big thing.
Yes.
And so, okay, it sounds a lot more bleak than I wanted it to, but I have lots to look forward to in life.
It was a bleak time.
But it was a bleak time, and just, oh my gosh. But I just
and there was
having
no
so
end
much
in
fun with
sight.
you.
We didn't even know.
No. But all that to say is that's the day that we decided to start a podcast.
Yes.
And it was so fun because we were sitting around just talking and just catching up, and we just were just having a love fest on each other, and just, just two bestie type. Well, I call a bestie. I think you can have more than one best friend in this world.
Yes.
Jamie's one of my besties. I don't know if she claims me yet, but eventually she will.
I do.
And we just have so much fun
I say
together.
BFF.
Yes. Well, that's cute. It's very 14 years old. But we were sitting around talking, and we were just we should start a podcast. And that was the moment.
And we both were excited about it. We were both yes, actually we
should do this. It wasn't, you say
and
stuff.
then we started, and then we started brainstorming all these ideas and names, and
so many names.
We both just got so much life out of it because we were both being creative, and it just kind of got all of that flowing again for me.
Me too.
So,
and just the idea of I need a voice. I have to have a platform. That's what I've noticed about myself. For years, it was being a youth minister and having to talk every Sunday to not a crowded, let's bring it down a notch, to a room full of teenagers, and just being able to get different viewpoints across and have conversations. I love that. And that was slowly going away. And I just was I've always wanted to be a radio host, which Jayme has shared she wanted to.
I still think about that when I listen to NPR. I'm like, I want to work for NPR.
Oh my gosh.
I want to be a reporter on the radio.
Okay, that's a big job.
I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't really want to do all the work.
I don't want to do the work. I just would like to have my own radio show. But it, and so we just started talking about having this podcast, and it was just the flow was just so right. And again, we got so excited, and that was in April-ish of 2021. And then in November, we launched. Yeah. And so we're at our 1-year anniversary.
That's so crazy. It's been a year.
It's been a year. And
we started getting together and talking about it and thinking about ideas and all of that a couple months before we launched.
To that. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. We started playing around with what is this going to be about, and what are we going to talk about? And, the podcast world is very saturated. If you're a podcast listener, which I'm guessing you are if you're listening to this, there's a gajillion podcasts. There's over 1 million podcasts out there. And so it's just being this little tiny, fish in the sea of podcasts that are, there's just so many kinds. And that's one thing I like podcasting. There's basically a podcast for anything that you're into.
Yeah.
And I'm I just think it's fascinating. And when we were talking about having our own podcast, I'm I just think our perspectives would be interesting. Not that we're anybody, but the perspective of an elder millennial.
Yes.
Someone that is in the millennial realm. That is still.
What did you just say?
Realm.
Okay.
Realm. I fudged it a little bit, but that's okay. But that whole notion of we're still young, but we're not.
Exactly.
And it's I want to hear voices like that, because I wasn't finding that of the everyday life of being young, but not, and trying to navigate this wild world we live in with grace and with some degree of understanding of what is going on.
Yeah.
And
and here's the thing. Now I'm on the other side. We are on the other side of people saying, for example, I was doing a Peloton ride this morning with the instructor who's certainly younger than me, but by a significant amount.
Yes.
And she's going on about how she is old AF. Yeah. And I was laughing and also just shaking my head. I'm like, you have no wrinkle in sight. You are not nearly, you're not nearly as old as me.
Yeah.
So I'm like beyond that now.
Yeah.
With people younger than me calling themselves old AF.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you're not. But at the same time,
I am.
I am, but I'm also not.
Yeah.
Because
if you
we're
talk
still
to somebody,
young.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I was hanging out with some 80-year-olds, which some of my favorite kind of people. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm just getting so old and da-da-da.
Right. And to them.
And they're like, oh, you have so much life. You're so young. You have so much life to live yet and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just
they're right.
Like, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's that in between kind of.
Yeah. And
we're
oldish. Old youngish. And then the whole notion of just like we have a smidge of wisdom, a smidge of knowledge, but not really. We're basically just became adults in many ways.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know about, maybe, I don't know about you, but sometimes I just feel like you don't really become adult until your 30s. And I know people are like, no, 18-year adult, or you're adult once you're graduated. And it's just I don't know. My brain finally got formed. I had enough life experience to I
have a child.
Have a thought.
I have a child who says that he's not a kid. And I'm just, it's so funny to me because he's 14.
I know.
And he's like, I'm not a kid. And I mean, I hear him. I hear him. But
I know. I feel like one of those people that I thought I'll never be that kind of person where it's an older person that's just that's sweet honey. And I'm 27. But now I meet 24-year-olds. I'm like, that's very cute. And then I'm like, don't be that. I'm like, but it is, because what they're saying is it's so hopeful and it's it's beautiful. And it's just oh, your soul hasn't been crushed by the world yet. I love it.
I remember always being, not that I remember being, but I remember people always being kind of surprised at my age when they found out my age when I was in my early 20s because they thought I was so much younger. That does not happen anymore.
Those were the days, man. I used to be I got carded legit up until my mid 30s. And now it's just hi, ma'am, roll that back. Hi, miss, I'm what gives it away that I'm a ma'am? The masks actually helped me for a long time, actually, during the pandemic, because I don't have a lot of eye wrinkles. And so it's just they just saw the eyes and not the grimace of my face smile.
You have a baby face, though. I've said that before. It's true.
It's just because it's chubby, but that's okay. I'll take it because guess what? Wrinkle free. Oh my gosh. But yeah.
I keep getting more. And the other day when I was taking off my makeup and I was rubbing my eyes and rubbing underneath my eyes, I'm like, this is probably not helpful.
You can't rub. You can't rub anymore. You can only pat.
How am I supposed to get the mascara off?
You pat. Well, you have to you have to double wash.
I'm doing something wrong.
You have to use an oil, a oil base.
Yeah, I'm not using anything. I'm using water and my rag.
Oh my gosh.
I know. That's probably why I have so many wrinkles.
So what you do, okay, you can double wash. First thing you're going to wash is you're going to take a little coconut oil, or they have coconut oil adjacent cleansers that you can buy, and you rub your mascara off with that, and that helps to get rid of the grease in it, and the fat helps to get rid of the deposits, and then it makes it, and then you wash with your cleanser, and then you pat dry.
Well, I cleanse with oil, so I should just do that. I just avoid putting it on my eyes. Maybe I need to.
What
just
kind
put
of
it
oil
on my
are you
eyes.
putting on it?
I don't know. It's a face wash. That's an oil.
Double check, but yeah. I always double. So it's if I'm wearing mascara, I always put on there's a special.
Well, I will say that this mascara I'm using right now washes off so much easier than the one that I used before this.
Yeah.
It just washes off with water. It just dissolves and comes off. Which is kind of cool.
Kind of good.
Because the last kind that I've been using forever, I have to work at that. I have to really, really rub it to get it off.
Okay,
and so
that might
not
be part
helping.
of your problem. Yeah.
I know. Well, bad. I don't know.
Micro tears in your skin. What? Yeah.
No, I'm not vigorously rubbing.
Doesn't take much. We got that light, softer skin underneath.
It's very creepy.
Anyway, so yeah, that's what we decided our podcast would be about. Just becoming decrepit. No. Aging with grace.
Yeah. Just the season of life we're in. The what it's like.
Well, and I always had a fantasy of like, I love it when my girlfriends get together. I always have wanted the Sex in the City girlfriends where you have the 3 other girlfriends. There's 4 of you. You get together. You have the brunch on Saturday. You debrief. You know, you go to dinners.
I mean, that would be great. I don't have that experience.
Me either. I've craved it, whatever. And then I always thought, oh my gosh, it'd be so fun to just record conversations like that. And so whenever I go out with girlfriends, it's always like, I love the conversations we have. And I think it's so fun. And it just, I don't know, just lights up my life. And so I always thought it'd be so fun to have a podcast that was just like, just ladies talking, you know, and just like kind of just the background fodder of your life of just when you get together with your friends and just do nothing and everything all at once. And I don't know. I love it. I honestly still use our podcast, which might sound narcissistic, but when I have to get chores done, I'll pop us in because I don't have to like, it's not that deep. And I don't have to pay that much attention. Mm-hmm. Where it's like, I have tons of podcasts that I follow and I absolutely love, but a lot of them are ones that like, I don't want to miss a word. Right. And you have to pay attention a little bit because it's like actual
so basically
storytelling.
You're telling our listeners, you do not have to pay attention to anything that we say.
It's the best. Like you don't have to retain anything.
You really don't.
It's literally just like calling your best friend. Like,
I want
hey,
you to retain
I'm driving.
some things though, like our advice.
Yeah, we give mediocre advice. So she'd definitely take it. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
No, it's just fun. And I was really excited to do this with you because I got to hang out with you so much more often than we were because we're making time for it. And it's super fun.
Well, and I secretly have been obsessed with Jayme forever.
What?
Not in a creeper way, but like we met when we were in our early 20s and like we were both in ministry. Like we both had, it was just a weird time. Like we were in these friend groups where everybody was kind of dabbling in ministry and just doing different things and pretending like we knew what was going on. And I look back and just laugh because like we did not know what was going on. And so Jayme and I would hang out and like I just always enjoyed her company. But I have a thing like, so if my friend introduces me to one of their friends, I always look at that person as their friend, even if I become friends with them. Like
I see
loyalty wise, like I never want to like jeopardize that other friendship. And so I always kind of put you in this category of like this other person's friend. And so I didn't fully like commit to like
being my
to
friend.
Being your friend.
Well, we have definitely crossed that line.
We have crossed that line. It happened actually when I visited you in Hawaii because it just really changed the dynamic. And then when you moved back here, it was just like all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, I love Jayme so much. And then I
love you. So this is a love fest.
This is just a love fest. But it's hard to, I don't know. I think that people that you connect with are few and far between in life as far as like connection for decades.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we'll have known each other for 20 years here in just a couple years.
That is really weird.
That's okay. A full human.
I know, right? That's weird.
Like,
but one of the things that I really like about our friendship and about this podcast, although we don't really go, what I was going to say is that we can talk about deep things and we can talk about real things or hard things or whatever. But we also talk about dumb stuff like lipstick or whatever, you know, just surface kind of things.
How you wash your towels.
Really like that. Oh,
still judging you on
God. That. I know you are. And somebody I ran into mentioned that they listened to that particular episode and she was like, I guess I'm real gross. She felt so like she identified with me. Everybody. She identified with me in that episode, I will just say. And I was laughing about it because she's like, yeah, I do. I just throw it all together and just, I guess I'm disgusting. But I mean, there's water and soap, so it's fine, right? And I'm like, well, I think. I have tweaked my laundry routine, though, I will say.
Oh.
Not entirely to your specifications, but my system is working so much better for me now. So I'm really happy about that.
Nice. Happy for you.
Yeah.
Again, for anybody out there that washes all of their towels together, kitchen and bath, there's no judgment here.
Oh, I thought you were just going to totally say a judgmental thing because you think it's absolutely horrific and you don't want to go to their house and you don't want to use any of their towels.
I don't trust.
What do you think hotels do?
They're not washing the kitchen towels with the bath towels.
You
hopefully.
Don't know.
I feel like it's two different departments. Also, I don't even go to hotels.
Okay.
I just stay home.
Okay,
no,
what?
I do go to hotels.
So accurate.
Now you're gonna make me have a paranoia when I'm there. It's our
Are you
hotels
gonna,
are already
are
disgusting.
you going to be
though.
well? Yeah. Are you going to be able to stay at? What am I trying to say?
I don't know.
A VRBO or what? What's the
an
other one?
Airbnb.
Airbnb.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
I am.
I only stay if I'm forced because it's so expensive now with the cleaning fees and stuff that I'm like, I could stay in a
cleaning fees
hotel.
always, yeah.
I could stay in a hotel for the same price per night and leave my towels on the floor and walk away.
Do you want to know what absolutely grosses me out about hotel rooms?
What? Oh, the
this
cup.
is this is a tangent. No, not
what?
the cup. I don't use those. I already
No,
have
not
my
the
water
cup.
bottle.
Nobody uses the cup.
What did you just say?
The cover.
Oh, right. The bed cover.
The bed cover.
Yes.
Pull that right off.
Disgusting.
Remote control.
The other thing is the carpet itself.
Oh, yeah.
The carpet itself.
Yeah.
I have to put my shoes right next to the bed so that when I wake up in the night to go to the bathroom, I put my shoes on because I am so grossed out. And then, like my kids sitting on the floor or whatever, I'm like, get off. I'm like, this is just blah. It's hard for me to let go of my germophobia in a hotel room.
I think that you're okay there. Like those are all smart choices. Like I'm a no shoes in the house type of girl and I always wear shoes in the hotel.
100%. I'm like, I don't want to get my socks dirty.
Yeah. It's just like, ooh. And it honestly, if you do any of these things, we're not judging you.
No,
you are still a good person. This is a personal choice
and preference.
And this is not virtue signaling or anything like that. It's
Wait,
just
what
preference.
do you mean? What does that mean?
Oh, it's like I'm better than I say these things to. What's virtual? How do I describe virtual?
I mean, I know I can infer what it means, but is that like a term?
Yeah. It's like a lot of times people do that like on social media. They'll like, well, I don't do blah, blah, blah to show that they're like so much better and like so virtuous compared to everyone else because they're like, I don't know. I see it on TikTok of like people just doing things that you're like.
It sounded like a phrase.
It is very popular
must
right now.
Be trending.
Clearly, I don't know how to describe it though. So then I'm like, do I actually know what it means? I'm like, yes. It's like I can see the banana, but I can't describe the banana.
Yeah. Okay.
So there you go.
I get what you mean. What did you say again? Virtue signaling?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, recently I went back and listened to like an early episode, and it is so funny how far we have come. Like, because when we first started, we basically sat at my dining room table. So all you hear in the background is like creaking chairs. And we had one single microphone. So it was just picking up everything, picked up everything. Now we have a fancy setup and we have a podcast room.
All thanks to Beth. She is advanced. The technology side.
Every 6 months we advance here because we're classy ladies and we take this very seriously.
That's right.
You did not know. But it made me laugh too to just see how far we've just come. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Even as friends, like this has just really helped us to just grow. And I don't know, like even I have other friends that listen to the podcast and they're like, it's like, I know what's going on with you, but I haven't seen you for like 6 months. I'm like, I know. It's like the weirdest thing.
It is weird. And I find that when I listen to, because there's a couple podcasts that I listen to regularly, I feel like I know them.
Yeah.
But I don't. But some of you know us. Some of you listening know us.
Well, here's the thing.
And some of you don't.
I feel that way about social media too. So I'm a relationship person in general. Like I do like relationships, even though I'm like, I hate people. I actually love everybody. And I like to have lots of friendships and all that crap. My problem is that I will see somebody's, social media for years and think I'm like really good friends with them. Why did I get invited to their wedding? When in reality, I have not spoken to that person in 15 years.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you're delusional. I'm like, I know.
I think a lot of us are delusional in a lot of ways, thanks to social media.
The worst are like bloggers that I would follow like in the early 2000s, like local bloggers. And because it used to be like mommy vlogs were such a hot thing. And so I remember like this one lady and she posted everything about her kids and her family and all this stuff. And I'm sitting in an ice cream parlor one day because it's 1962. And I'm in this ice cream parlor and they walk in and I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, and I almost waved. And I was like, ma'am, you've never met these people in their lives. Like they do not know you. Even though you know what they did yesterday. Yeah. They do not know you. Do not make eye contact. Do not be that person that looks like a psychopath stalker.
That's so funny.
It was real awkward though.
But
I stared at them the whole time.
Okay, let me just say to all our listeners listening right now, if you do see us, let me speak for myself. If you do see me, and you feel like you know me, but only because of the podcast, I want you to say hi. I want you to say hi and tell me. you listen to our podcast. And I'm 100% okay with that.
Yeah.
I don't know about Beth, but I want you to say hi to me.
It depends on the circumstances. If we're both in the bathroom and you reach under the stall and say, hey.
Well, that would be very weird in any circumstance, Beth.
Just
Why
a
are you
little-
thinking about that?
Dingo. That is my
creepy.
I know, but
I'm
that's
talking
really,
about if I walked into an ice cream parlor.
Okay.
I am much more likely to walk into Froyo.
Yeah.
I walk into Froyo
Yeah.
and you recognize me or my voice.
Yeah. Say hi.
Say hi. That's all.
Yeah. If you recognize me, ditto. Just not if it's in an awkward situation. That's all I'm asking.
Okay.
No one's coming up to us though, by the way. Just want to state for the record.
Yeah, no.
I
don't think
we're
that's gonna
officially not famous.
I'm okay with that because I still get to meet with you and talk to you.
I know. I love
And
it.
this is fun. I mean,
It's
I'm
the
doing
best
it for the
excuse.
actual enjoyment of this
Same.
interaction.
Same. Like first of all, I love hearing my own voice. Can't get enough of it. Secondly, I get to hang out with one of my besties.
Oh my gosh.
Thirdly, get to say random
are
things.
cracking me up.
Like
That's
pretty-
so funny.
yeah, I'm being dead serious too. Yeah. So anyway, it's just kind of surreal. Like I never thought we would make it to I never thought we would make it to posting every single week for
That's
a year.
all thanks to you.
Like-
you did it.
Well, you did you came recorded.
Yes, I did. That's all I
Because originally
did.
we thought we'd do it like every other week, and we did it every week for a year, which is shocking.
I'm amazed. I'm amazed. So good job, Beth.
I can't believe. Good job, Jayme. Like I'm still like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It is.
Well, here's to another great year of podcast making.
Yes.
It's our anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. I didn't get you anything.